And Mecca Thompson joins us now to break down her story of the day. And this is a serious one today, Mecca. This has to do with the Sirloin Stockade murders.
Yes, Verna Stafford, this is a very highly publicized case. A lot of people have heard about this, and it was a very heavy day for families having to relive some of the horror that they say they experienced back on that day in the 70s in July. It's a day that a lot of people said they will never forget.
Yeah, and I know that you said there were some very surprising things that happened at the meeting today. So let's take a look, and we'll come back with questions.
Several of these victims were children and teenagers. They never got another birthday, they never graduated, married, raised children, or grew old. Verna Stafford did.
The horror of July 16, 1978 being revisited nearly 50 years later, though the pain is still the same.
Verna Stafford's actions permanently shattered our families, stole my cousin's future, and inflicted a lifetime of trauma across multiple decades.
Stafford was convicted of second-degree murder, receiving 2 life sentences with the possibility of parole. She avoided the death penalty by testifying against her husband, who was executed for his role in the murders in 1995.
Do you believe that we are Nathan asked that she be asked to go on the street?
The Pardon and Parole Board hearing remarks from family members of the 6 victims killed in the Sirloin Stockade murders as they're tasked to consider parole for Verna in one of her life sentences. She would need to be granted parole for both in order to walk free.
She should not be rewarded this opportunity and should remain in prison on this sentence for the rest of her life.
While many years have passed, time does not erase the suffering of the victims, as this board has heard today.
Alicia George, an assistant DA from the Oklahoma County District Attorney's Office, emphasizing just how brutal the murders were, along with the Stafford's other victims, the Lorenz family on I-35 near Purcell weeks prior.
Stafford is not an acceptable candidate, regardless of her prison record or any rehabilitative programs in which she may have participated.
But George also faced tough questions by the board.
Therefore, the state of Oklahoma never asked that she be put to death, correct?
Are you asking me if she'd ever had a jury trial where a jury was asked to put to death?
I'm not sure why this question is so difficult. Did the state of Oklahoma ever ask a court to sentence her to death?
Okay, so Mecca's back, and we have some questions. First, if Verna Stafford's hearing with the Pardon and Parole Board is tomorrow, what was the meeting about specifically today?
So the purpose of today's hearing was to hear from the family. Typically, when you have something like this, you want to hear from the victims' families first, and then you hear from Verna Stafford, which would be tomorrow. So this was the family's opportunity to just plead to the board, telling them we don't want her to be even considered for something like this. And obviously, in their case, they would hope that the board would grant their wishes.
So tell us a little bit about what, there were some high tension moments between the board and the families, which I've never seen before.
It was very high tense moments. I mean, the board's role is to simply not be biased, not show any kind of favored interest in any kind of party. Their job is to just apply the law to said inmate, which is Verna Stafford. So obviously the family is very emotional, as they should be. Losing 6 innocent lives here is just heartbreaking. But they were just saying how, they understood why the board was, pretty tense with some of the things that they shared, but they also said they want them to understand where they're coming from. They also said that they were even given a heads up, like, hey, things could be tense in here. You saw that exchange with the assistant district attorney there. So obviously back and forth, both people trying to set their case here in this story.
And it's not just one life sentence that she needs to get out of. It's 2 because she was convicted on both. So even if they grant parole for this one, it doesn't mean she'll get parole because they have to go through the process all over again, right?
And then it would be another 15 years. So it'd be 15 years, then she could be considered for that second case. And Verna's already, I would say, in her 70s, I believe. So it's not likely that she probably would even be living then.
Will she appear in person or virtually tomorrow?
So we don't know. She could appear in person or it could be virtual. I would assume a very highly publicized case like this one, she might be appearing on Zoom. So that is tomorrow morning at 10:30.
All right, Mecca Thompson, thank you.
Thanks, Heather.
Your weather discussion is next.